What's going on, everyone? Baru and Gathalion here, and we're
Bomb Island.
We're here in Bomb Island. We're here to find out between me and Kroll and Gathalion who's better. Because if we kill Kroll, we're better. But now we want to talk to you about some changes that have been confirmed by Mr. Armstrong for the pre-sequel.
The
pre-sequel, and that's going to be going over the skill tree and a little bit of a change there. You want to tell them what's going on with the skill tree?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty continuous in the last two Borderlands games that you get your action skill at level 5, which of course affects how soon you get your first capstone and how soon you get that second capstone. Now, it may not seem like all that big of a deal, but they have changed the initial getting of your action skill to level 3 from level 5.
And one thing that's very important to remember from this is because we're getting our action skill at level 3 rather than level 5, we're going to have 2 extra skill points to work with. And I know back at level 50 for Borderlands 2, there was a lot of talent trees that were just like, God damn it, if I just had one more point. Just one more, and I could have made like this awesome spec or something. And it'll definitely actually add to the skill trees. I don't know how it'll work with level caps, but
I feel like the level cap is still going to cap out at 50 initially, and I'm not so sure that if we're going to get level cap increases, or if Gearbox has learned their lesson, or maybe planned ahead this time, because it didn't feel like there was a lot of planning ahead, even though the level cap in Borderlands 1 broke a lot of shit. But not nearly as bad as in Borderlands 2. But I digress. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're basically, we're going to get our initial capstone and later capstones quicker. Quite a bit quicker when you're deeper in the game. I know for me, when I'm playing a new Zero, I'm really looking forward to when I get Execute, and it makes a big, big difference in how I'm playing the game.
Right, and for another example is Axton. When you go through the new game, being able to get that Scorched Earth, usually you get that, I believe at like 15 or something. Now you'll be able to get it at 13, which would definitely help him considering where you are in the game when you get that capstone. And it should help players, both new and old. If you are, an old player, you'll be able to maximize your skill tree out a little bit better. And if you're a new player, you'll be able to get to those more powerful skills a bit sooner. And being more powerful, I feel like they want to put more emphasis on the character being powerful this time around.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. I feel like they want to make the whole progression through the game just smoother, more action-packed, because Borderlands 1 had a very, very slow start to it. Such an incredibly slow start. And while Borderlands 2 still has a quicker start, I like to watch Matt Armstrong's Twitter, and he said about a month ago that he wished that you could get your capstones quicker, because that's when the game really starts to get fun for him. So I guess that came to fruition, and they're really focusing on making us feel like badasses this time around. Thank God.
Yeah, hopefully this means that they're going to focus more on being the badass, which is what I originally thought, the whole thing in Borderlands 2 was going to be about. Because in Borderlands 1, it was not that hard to be super, super strong, overpowered, and just over the top, because, the scaling wasn't so bad, and they didn't really care if you became overpowered in your skill trees. And it seems like they're going to be taking that approach rather than the Borderlands 2 approach, which is, hey, here's some kind of mediocre skills, and when you get to your capstone, then you can maybe do something.
Yeah, that's true. You do sort of feel like especially when you're getting close to your capstone, you start to feel it. You start to feel that burn of like, hey, maybe it's time for something to bump me up a notch. And I know I always felt like it would come earlier, but obviously no. So I'm really interested to see if the skill trees still require the same amount of points, or if there's the same amount of whatever going down to each individual capstone, if capstones still happen at the same tier. It looked like they did from the screens that we've seen.
Yeah, based on the skill trees that we've seen, we can kind of expect the capstones to be in the same places. But one thing that I've noticed on some of the skill trees that we've seen, there's been a lot more game changer skills this time around. I've noticed Athena had, like, not even just in the one tree that we've seen, all the trees that we've seen have almost had like 3 or 4 game changers, similar to like Gage having just a shit ton of different game changers that she could implement into her build. I'm hoping that they don't go the Gage route and make them all useless, but you know.
Well, obviously, I do feel like Gage and Krieg were kind of tests for Gearbox on what works and what doesn't work, and I like that. So hopefully we'll see some more diverse and complicated specs. I know this is a little off topic, but I am kind of hoping for not a level cap increase on this. Just because when you get so many points to play with, the diversity between specs just tends to melt, and there becomes like a one master spec. How do you feel about that?
I like the idea of having more skill points, but I want to be done in a different way.
Instead of specialization?
Yeah, I want specialization points. That idea was thrown around during the first level cap because there is a thing called specialist points in Gibbed, but they actually serve no real purpose. But yeah, it doesn't actually do anything if you give yourself specialization points.
Huh.
But I thought
so maybe that was an idea that they had on the drawing board, but it just never
came to fruition. But one idea I thought they could have for specialization points is being able to use those extra points and throw them in skills that you're already spec'd into.
Right.
Rather than just getting more and more skills to the point at where, say level 72, where we're currently at, and you can basically get whatever and have points left over, and you're just like, well, all right, sweet.
Yeah. So I guess that's essentially like a build your own comm is what you're going with on that.
Yeah, build your own comm. And maybe they can put, sort of like require or brackets on it, just so it's like you can only have an extra +3 in this. You can't like put all of your specialization points into one skill and all that good stuff.
Just be a monster.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could. I don't know.
Or or maybe they'll allow that. Who knows?
I wouldn't mind specialization points and silence the voices. That would be so broken. It'd be so broken, Varu.
But, being broken isn't exactly a bad thing. Hold on.
No, people like killing stuff. People seem to enjoy it. Did we miss any loot out here?
I don't think Crawl dropped any loot, but we'll take a look at the treasure room.
Yeah. Well,
first, I don't want to be disturbed. I want everything to die.
I think it's all the dead. Oh, no.
There we go.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at this. But no, I would like to see specialization points come in rather than more skill points, because I like the skill tree being limited. I'd like you not being able to have 2 capstones. I know that sounds kind of shitty, but I feel like it kind of ruined.
That's the point of having capstones and a level cap. That's like I said, it becomes a vanilla
beyond this
master
point.
spec.
You don't get more skill points. Instead, you can make your other skills more powerful rather than just adding everything to your arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. Because at that point, like that spec that you've like mapped out and is like pretty much unique to an extent. Like I feel like when there's fewer points, I said it, but you stand out. There's more specs that can be, and then to just put more points into that, it seems like a good idea. I hope that's something Gearbox might do. Like you said, it seems like it's something that was in the engine, but meh.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that we found that were in the engine, but they just never really happened. Like I'm sure we've already talked about badass mode and how that never went anywhere.
Yeah, that was essentially a hardcore mode, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a quad. Remember when these were good?
I do. This would actually be really good if it wasn't on OP8.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that. I have it now.
You could shoot something in the face with it, and it will regen the health while you're reloading. Is that a 3-shot?
No, I just have Inconceivable. It's a 1-shot, unfortunately.
Ah.
It doesn't look like we get anything in the loot room here, but If there's one thing I want them to improve, it's rarity and loot drops. But that's another thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video. But let us know how you guys feel Has there been like any point in a new playthrough where you just kind of wish you had that capstone a little bit sooner? And if you had, how would that have changed your gameplay experience? Do you think the game would have flowed better if you became powerful more quickly? Let us know. Let us know how you're feeling about the whole thing.
And let us know how you feel about specialization points rather than just having more skill points to max out different parts of the tree. You know, would you prefer being able to just have a more unique spec and be able to like stand out between all the others instead of having just a, you know, like Salvador, I basically have everything I could possibly want. Derp, derp, ba derp.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wish I could throw more points into like fucking like follow through or something. That'd be sweet. But yeah, guys, that about wraps it up for this. If you skipped to halfway through the videos, specialization points don't exist. That's just something we want to see happen. It's in the engine, but they just never put it in. You know, people do that. I had to cover that because there'd be like a person being like, "What specialization points?" Because it has fucking clicked to like 3/4 through the video for the wrap up, thinking that they'll get all the information they need. Don't do that shit. Don't do that. But yeah, guys,
speculations.
You need just to speculate. So that's speculate, but getting your action skill at level 3, that's for real happening, and that changes the flow of early game quite a bit and gets us a couple extra skill points at end game, which is cool. But as always, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and you know, keep it focused on both mine and Baru's channels for the pre-sequel and pre-sequel news.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Sleep.